everybody. Hi. Thank you. Here, aka the Bohemian Blonde, and I'm super excited to be taking over Cook Reel again. Can you believe that they invited me back again for another live segment? I seriously appreciate this so much. For those of you that follow me, you know that I am a big foodie. I love turning a slightly non-nutritious meal into a healthy one. So tonight we are making one of my favorites, which is some shrimp and grits, but it's going to be a lot healthier. My secret ingredient is cauliflower, and we're making some cauliflower some mash. So it's going to be really good. So I'm going to walk you through all the steps. You can find this whole recipe over on thebohemianblonde.com, which is also my blog and vlog. So say that two times fast, right? So I'm going to get started, and like I said, walk you guys through everything. Pull this down a little bit. All right, we're good to go. Okay, so to get started, I'm going to start with the cauliflower mash. So all you need to do with this is, for those of you that are tuning in, if you have a Trader Joe's near you, this is amazing because it's pretty much taken like all the work out of cauliflower mash. So it's taken the little bits of the cauliflower, and you can see it's already all like ground up in here. So it's super nice. You don't have to do all your chopping at home. So whichever store that you shop at, look for this if you're going to be doing a cauliflower mash. So I'm going to empty the entire bag into my preheated pot here. And get a knife. And Drew, if I could have you help me with this screen, it's not showing.
Which one?
This one right here. Okay, so I put the cauliflower in, and then I also, ahead of time, chopped up my garlic. So I went ahead and put that in here right away because we're gonna actually use quite a bit of garlic in here. So if you guys like garlic, this is a really garlicky recipe. So go kiss your spouse after making this one. So I'm gonna put in my garlic here. There's about 4 cloves in here, so I just did 2 right away. Get that all nice and good, kind of getting it a little brown. And then I'm going to add in something that you guys may or may not already use, but it is called ghee. I'll show you guys this so you can see it up here on Facebook too. Ghee actually comes from grass-fed cows, so it's much healthier for you, and you know, a happy cow, better butter for you, and it's super high in vitamins A, D, and E. So this is a good one to cook with. It has a high burn level too, or high cook level, so that when you're making this, you can, you know, keep cooking and it's not gonna like smoke up in your house. So I'm gonna do 2 tablespoons in here. Now this is a little bit brown. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. So once the garlic becomes extra fragrant is when you know it's ready. So it'll take about 2 minutes to get to that point. And we'll add it. I'm actually going to be adding milk to this recipe. You can add whichever milk you choose. We just personally use almond milk in our home instead of cow's milk. Okay, so let that kind of get all good in there, and then I'm going to do 1 cup of, again, almond milk. You guys can see here. So for those tuning in on Cook Reel, I can see you guys now. Where are you from? Leave it in the comments. Let me know where you're from, where you're tuning in from. So that was a cup of the almond milk. I'm gonna let that kind of simmer up in here. And the other ingredients that I'm gonna be adding in or on the side of this meal are kale. And it's gonna be a garlic kale, and believe me, I was not a kale fan when I first started eating kale, but over time, it kind of grew on me, and especially when you find a recipe that you really like, it gets better. It gets better with time. Okay, so that's all gonna simmer up, and then I'm gonna go in and add our next portion, which is going to be the veggie broth. Again, got this baby at Trader Joe's. all the way around. And I'm gonna add in a cup of this. And then just gonna let it simmer up. The nice thing about this dinner, or this, I should say, the cauliflower mash, is that it's so good for you, and you can hardly even tell that it's cauliflower because of the spices that we're gonna be putting in and all the lovely ingredients. I see my mom on my Facebook page. Hey, Mom! Wilmer! Whoop, whoop. And I see Jennifer over on Cook Reel. How are you, Jennifer? Thank you for tuning in. All right, so we're gonna let that cook up. And then my ingredient I love to put in here is white beans. So let me grab that for you guys too. And this just creates, it gets nice and thick consistency, which we love when we're having mashed potatoes, right? We want that thick consistency. We want to feel like we're having a really delicious meal with the cauliflower, right? So these are the beans that I'm going to be using. Can of them. What I did ahead of time is I washed them out in the sink, so I just poured some water in, let it drain out, and then got rid of any of the excess salt, because when you get any beans that are in a can, there's a lot of salt in them, so you want to wash out as much as you can when it comes to that. So less salt, less bloating, feel better in your body, you get the drift. So I'm going to put that in here too. And we're going to let that all kind of start to marinate together and mix up. Oh, we do not want the whole cap in there. So then I'm going to show you guys what I love to use in the kitchen, because we were just talking about, you know, less salt and, you know, less bloating, right? Because if we have too much salt, and a lot of times in the standard American diet is we're getting too much salt too much of the time, and we're going to have a little salty goodness in this meal because there's going to be some delicious cheese that I'm adding in. However, we don't need to go overboard with it, right? So I actually add in this organic sea kelp delight seasoning. So I just got this from the co-op. I'll show you guys up on Facebook too. Just got this at the co-op. This is a delicious, delicious addition to your meal. And with sea kelp, it's super high in minerals. It's gluten-free for those of you that are gluten-free. And the other thing too is it's super healthy, and there's no sodium in here. So when you get this whole mix of seasonings, I think it was like $4, $3, something like that. Not only are you getting the sea kelp in it, which is really good for your digestion, you're also getting rosemary, onion, garlic, thyme, red bell pepper, carrot, tomato, black pepper, basil. The list goes on, and it's a really good mix. You could almost put this on anything, literally. So take note of that. The next time you're at the store and you're looking for something that, you know, doesn't have all of the salt and all of the additives to it and is organic, this is the one to go for, okay? So I'm going to be adding that in once this is all bubbling up now, which is great. So, thickener. To get this all nice and thick, I'm adding in some organic, these are breadcrumbs. So I'm going to add this all in to the mix. And this is going to thicken it up really nice. Yeah, almost does like right away. Perfect. This is really good if you had fresh herbs too. You could add any fresh herbs at the end of it to mix it all together and have a nice little topping as well. If you like sour cream on your mashed potatoes, traditionally, you could opt in for a Greek yogurt. A plain Greek yogurt is a super healthy alternative to having sour cream. And you literally can't even taste the difference. So have you guys ever tried that before? Give me a thumbs up. If you have, let me know. It's excellent to just swap that out. It's an easy swap for trying healthier meals. So I'm just going to be, if you guys can kind of see me over here, I'm just going to get this all mixed up together with my masher. It smells really good too. And it's already looking like mashed potatoes. So I have something to tell you guys. My husband and I are going on a road trip next week. And this time, next week, we're going to be in California. No idea where we're going to be at on Tuesday, but you'll have to tune in because I'm going to be on the 7 p.m. segment Central Time again, and you'll have to see what we're making on the road, because it'll be kind of a last minute thing, but you can bet your buns that it's gonna be something healthy. Okay, so let me just grab a spoon and I can show you guys the consistency so you can see what this is like. Let me grab not a huge spoon. Okay, so thick, hot, hopefully it doesn't spill here. Woo. Okay, so consistency, right? That's what matters when we're trying new things and healthy things. Consistency is key. We want it to taste like, you know, the traditional recipe, but yet still be healthy for us. So that's good. We're all good with this. And like I mentioned, I'm going to be adding the sea kelp mixed seasoning to this too. So I'm going to add that in, get it all mixed up. And now we're going to move on to the kale. Perfect. Okay. Put this on medium. Again, the butter or the cooking that I'm going to be using, or the cooking oil I should say, that I'm going to be using again is ghee. I'm going to use this again with the kale because lovely, healthy butter. And if you guys haven't tried this before, it's really good. It has even a more of a buttery flavor. If that sounds different, you have to try this. You can get it at your co-op. Check it out. One of our faves. I've even heard that you can do mix it with coffee. I don't know how good that would taste because it is pretty buttery, but you could try that out, see what you think. Okay, so I got my ghee in here like you guys can see, and that is nice and melty already since this was already hot. Again, we're going to add in the minced garlic on top and get that all simmered up. And then we're going to get my kale. So there's a bunch of different varieties of kale that you can get when you go to the store. I like the dino kale, if you guys have tried that before. That's really good for chips if you're making kale chips. However, I sort of like a less big amount of kale, if that makes sense, like a big hearty amount of kale when I'm having this dish. So I go for this mixed baby kale. So if you can take a look. Again, this is from Trader Joe's as well. And this is going to saute up really well. It's going to soak in all of the garlic and it's going to taste really good. So trust me on this one. So I'm going to actually add the kale. This is getting all simmered in here. I'm going to add it right on top and just let it cook down. And I should mention this is already pre-washed and everything like that. So nothing to be afraid of. Hi Jessica, hi Gail, hi Patrick, Ashley, everyone tuning in on Cook Reel. Alright, so if you can kind of see with the camera, this is cooking down a little bit. Now, if you do want to add salt to your meal, the one that I would suggest adding to your cupboard is a pink Himalayan sea salt. Rich in nutrients, rich in minerals. This is a really good one to incorporate into your pantry as well because it's so much healthier than traditional table salt. One reason why I switched over to having pink Himalayan sea salt is that there's no sugar in it. Call me crazy, but you can actually go online and look up table salt and there's sugar added to it. Oftentimes it's even bleached. So you don't really need those things. They're not healthy for your body. They aren't doing anything for you. But if you do want a salt in your diet or in your meal and you're in transition, that sort of thing, go for the Himalayan pink sea salt. It's so good, trust me. Again, I think this is like $3. So if I pay attention to my kale. So this is gonna cook down, and when it gets nice and wilty is when we know it's ready. So I'm actually doing a plant shrimp-based cleanse right now. So my husband is going to dive into this dinner tonight, and I'm gonna have to hold off because I'm on day 2 of 3. And I just started with my close friends. We are in a Facebook group together, and we're doing this cleanse, and we're checking in one-on-one with each other every day. And it's been so much fun, but I gotta get through it. I gotta get through today and into tomorrow. But everything's plant-based, so I mean, I could have this kale and you know, lots of goodness. So no cheese right now, no dairy, anything like that. So my husband's gonna enjoy himself for this dinner. So I'm gonna bring it up closer so you guys can see. See how it's nice and wilty now? This is the perfect consistency. So this is enough for him. And the garlic is really good in here too. So I could go in and sprinkle some of the sea kelp on here, but I'm gonna wait and add that on at the end. So next up, and this will be the last portion. All right, get that all cooking up. And let's add, I sure hope our thing does not go off because it's a little smoky over here. Okay, so pop that baby in. Okay, again, using a little bit more of the ghee to add in here. And now I'm gonna also add in, the best part of all are the shrimp. Well, can you open the door? All right, so we have the shrimp. You can see here. And we're gonna add the shrimp in. So some people like to leave the tails on. I personally don't, because when I'm gonna eat shrimp, I just wanna eat the shrimp. I don't wanna have to worry about that. So I'm just gonna put them in here. The ghee is all nice and heated up, so I'm gonna add them in and take off the tails while I do that as well. And we will season these shrimp so they are absolutely delicious. Great source of protein. For those of you that are big chicken and red meat eaters, this is a nice way to incorporate a new meal, incorporate a new flavor, get more seafood into your diet. And I'm actually going to make up a couple extra shrimp here so that my husband can take these to work tomorrow as well. Hey Evelyn, I see your comment. Yes, it is awesome. Gabrielle, I am making a shrimp and cauliflower mash. It is a super healthy alternative meal to shrimp and grits. So instead of the grits, we're actually having a cauliflower mash. If anybody has any questions, you know, shout them out. Let me know. If you need to see something again, let me know. That's what I'm here for. So I'm just gonna show you guys. We're getting the shrimp in here. You can see how they're kind of this bluish color. We're gonna wait till they get a little opaque and nice and pink. Just gonna let that cook up. And then I'm gonna grab the seasonings for the shrimp as well. Alright guys, so these are looking good. Get the tails out of here. And I'm going to get my tongs. Got my tongs. Alright, so I'm going to let them still get a little bit better on the sides. So I'll just walk you through what I'm going to put on all of them here. All right, so let me get these correct here. All right, again, go kiss your spouse after making this one. Some garlic powder to add to our garlic. They're already having this meal. Seafood is so good with garlic, right, you guys? So I got my little garlic powder, a little bit of chili powder, a little bit of paprika, and some cayenne, because you always gotta have a little kick, right? Who likes spicy food? If you like spicy food, give it a heart, give it a thumbs up, let me know. I'm a huge spicy fan. My husband more so than I am, but we try. I try to keep up. And you can see we're getting a little bit pinker in here. And we're just gonna let that cook a little bit more. Smells delicious. So you guys want to see what I've been eating? Fruits. I'm not gonna lie. Doing a cleanse this time of year has been awesome. It has been such a nice cleanse. I like to do one at the change of every season, just because it's a great way to restart your system and, you know, feel good for like the new holidays coming up, and wearing big bulky sweaters and feeling good underneath them, if you know what I mean. So yeah, this cleanse has been 3 days. It's been loaded with fruits and veggies, and yeah, it's been really good. So I'll post some information if you guys want to know more about it. I'll post some information over on thebohemianblonde.com, which is my blog. You can also find me on Facebook at The Bohemian Blonde. So, got a question. Can you show the oil or butter you use? Yes, of course. So, Gabrielle, this is the butter that I use. It's ghee. So this is actually from, it's from cows, and it's from grass-fed cows. So it's a much healthier alternative than traditional butter. It's great to cook with, and it has delicious, delicious flavor. If you are a butter fan, like I mentioned to you guys before that I've been watching, this is a really good one to add to your meals. We make popcorn with this oftentimes. If we're gonna have a movie night at home, we will make popcorn using ghee. And we also like to put a little hot sauce, and sometimes even a little curry powder is really good too. So, you know, let me know if you want to know those recipes too. I love cooking and making healthy recipes. So I'm gonna flip these over now. You can kind of see that they're really good on one side, so I'm just gonna flip them over in the pan so that we get both sides of the shrimp. Guys, these look delicious. Okay, so those are all flipped over. You can see they're nice and pink now. So we're gonna let them cook. And you know in the beginning how they were like a big open C, now they're closing up into almost an O? That's when they're about done. So I'm just gonna go ahead, turn this off, and then I'm gonna season them. And honestly, when it comes to seasoning, I'm just kind of a free-for-all. I like to just go with it. So I don't have exact measurements. So I'm just gonna start with the paprika, a little bit. The chili powder. Again, these are, oops, I don't have the cover off this one. These are all organic. That's how I roll. Healthier the better, you guys. Let me open this. Actually, time. Just gonna put that on. A little bit goes a long way of cayenne pepper. Just do a little bit. And garlic. Woo-hoo. And we're just gonna give this a nice little toss around in the pan, soak up some of that ghee in there. This looks great, you guys. Woohoo! Eating healthy, eating good, good for your body. Delicious dinner. And let me get it all plated and looking pretty, because you know what, that's the best part. If you guys watched my first cook reel video on making acai bowls. My favorite part is putting in the fruit. If you haven't watched it, go back and check it out. But they're just so it's a great looking bowl, and you have so much fun like decorating it, and it is very much a picture worthy item where you can say, hey, look what I made. And it's super healthy too. So get these on here. And the kale. Drew, are you starving?
Maybe.
I actually really love cooking for my husband. Do you guys like cooking for your significant other? There's something so nice about it, right? To give someone a meal that you've worked hard on, that tastes good, it's good for them. I really like doing that, so. And, yeah?
Julie Nelson Brooks asked, how do you organize your spices?
Ooh, how do I organize my spices? That's a good question. Okay, guys. So, Julie, I'm going to answer your question here one sec, but I'm just going to show you the plate. See? Nice, nice, nice. You guys, such a good dinner. So good for you. I can't say that enough. You could even, oh, I forgot to add the cheese. Hold on. Let me add cheese. Because you want cheese, right, honey?
Maybe.
Yeah. And this is such a good cheese. Okay, if you have Trader Joe's near you, try this cheddar and Gruyere cheese. Can you see it? So good. Favorite. So you can just put a little, you could actually, do like a quick little shredded cheese, or you could just slice it up real thin. I know you guys can't see me, so bear with me. And Julie, how I organize my spices, here's what I want to do, which I haven't done yet. Have you seen on Pinterest where they've actually taken like little magnets, and you can stick them on the outside of your fridge, and each one of them, they're like 8 rows long, and they're little magnet cups that you can stick right on your fridge. And yeah, like 8 rows, you can have as many spices as you want. That's what I want to do. But for organizing, since we have a lot of spices in our house, I've labeled some of my own. I go to the co-op and pick up the organic ones. Like this is cayenne, and I just fill this up right when I'm at the co-op, so I don't waste any, product or waste any glass. I'm actually just reusing this every single time for cayenne pepper. And, there's other ones around here too, like, we got some paprika from Whole Foods. So it's really, I'm not that organized. I want to be. I will be in the future. Goals. So yeah, definitely in the future. Anything else? Oh, yay, Ashley, good. I'm glad that you're going to be making this tomorrow. Awesome. Super easy, you guys. What did that take? What are we at? I don't even know how many minutes.
7:32.
That took 32 minutes. That was super easy. It's a dinner you can whip up super fast in no time. So I think that's it. Any other questions for me? Cook Real people. One thing, or I mentioned before, I'm going to be back on the 7 p.m. segment next week. And my husband and I are going to be somewhere on the California coast, traveling from LA to San Francisco. We'll be stopping along the way. We generally eat really healthy when we're on the road. We try to. We love a beer along the way too, so don't let me confuse you that we're super health nuts. We definitely have fun while we're on the road. Thanks for all the hearts, love that. And yeah, so it's gonna be just a total blast, and I will be definitely tuning in live to you guys so I can show you some tips and tricks along the road. I'm super active on Snapchat, so if you have a Snapchat account, you can find me at the Boho Blonde. So you can find me there, and even more excitement, I guess, for me and my husband, my goofy husband, and my cat. But anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. This has been so much fun. I can't wait to do this more for you. If you liked it, let me know. You can come over to thebohemianblonde.com, check out the recipe, and have a good night, everybody. Bye.